Okay, obviously it's a big game. Our kids are excited about going to Atlanta, playing the SEC championship game, playing against a very good all-around team. You're talking about one of the best offensive teams in college football. They have the ability to hurt you with the run. They've got huge receivers that can run on the outside. Their quarterback's a dual threat guy, good at both passing and running. So they present a lot of challenges in that area. They're also talking about one of the top 20 rush defenses in the country. They also have the ability with their front four to put pressure on a quarterback without blitzing, which is a sign of a very good defensive team. They're extremely well coached and they're well disciplined. They make you earn it. So it'll be a big challenge for our team.
Questions?
Gus, is there any secret to helping your players move on quickly from last Saturday?
Well, you just got to be as honest with them as you can, and that's our big challenge as a team. It was a very emotional win. It was a very physical game, but we got to put it behind us, and we got to put it behind us, and we got to put all of our attention on Missouri. You're talking about a top 5 team and a chance to win the SEC championship. So our team is really, every time we challenge them this year, they've risen to the occasion, and they were pretty locked in last night at practice.
But on the same wavelength, you can tell a lot about a team how they respond to adversity. It seems like this team has responded well, but you can also tell a lot about how a team responds to success. How do you think they've responded so far?
Well, I think they've handled themselves extremely well in both areas, whether it's adversity, and that ability to win, and the way they've handled themselves after big wins. I think back to the Texas A&M game. That was a very emotional game for us. I was concerned about how we'd respond the next week. And the guys came out and played very good football, and they were very focused. So we need to do that same thing again. Okay, somebody call?
Gus, you had a bye week between Georgia and Alabama. You had campus closed, so you could really keep the guys pretty insulated. Do you think that was easier or harder than this, where you're coming off, where Chris is getting a standing ovation in class and more distractions this week?
Yeah, I think anytime you have a week to kind of get over the emotion of a game, it definitely helps. But this is a challenge a little bit different. We only have 1 week. But I really believe that anytime you get a chance to go to Atlanta and you're playing for the SEC championship, which is everybody's goal in this league, you shouldn't be distracted. You should be focused enough, and I really believe our players will.
Gus, can you see a difference in a team in the last minutes of the game? Some teams are very confident, some teams aren't. Do you see a difference in teams in the last minutes of close games?
Yeah, I think so. It is unique, and it is rare that you have teams that believe they're going to win. And no matter how bad it looks, they still have bright eyes, and they still have that belief in each other. And that's what our guys have found a way to do. And we talked all week before last week's game about we got to get it close to the fourth quarter, and we're going to win the game. And they really believed it, and they found a way to do it.
And what about, do you believe that some teams are luckier than others? Do you believe?
I think it. Okay.
Hey, please turn your phone off next time.
Okay, I think anytime you win 11 games in this league, the best league in college football, I think you've got to be a pretty good team. And I think teams that find a way to win, that's rare. And our team's found different ways to win, and I'm very proud of them to do that.
Gus, can you kind of speak to the similarities between Auburn and Missouri this year? Great defensive fronts, like you said, dual threat quarterback that's made some big plays.
Yeah.
Just kind of speak to that.
When I look at Missouri, they do remind me of our team in a lot of ways. You're talking about their team has gotten better each week. They play together. They're very confident. They make plays when they have to. And they played some big games, especially the pressure was on them the last 2 weeks. They went to Ole Miss, which is a tough place to play, and they won. They played against the best player in college football at Texas A&M, and they shut him down for the most part. So you're talking about a team that can rise to the occasion.
When it comes to Nick Marshall on and off the field, we've seen what he's done week to week, but he seems to be a little bit more confident, even more at ease. Even when he was talking to us last night, he just seems to be a little bit of a different guy than he was in August.
Yeah, I'm going to say this again too. I think he's only been here for 6 months or whatever. What he's done to lead our team to where we're at is really, really unbelievable. But you're exactly right. He has gotten more comfortable, but that's the to be expected. You know, he was learning the offense the first 4 weeks, and each week's getting more comfortable and being able to play football. His teammates are really, playing hard for him. And, you're talking about the best players in America. I think at this point in the season, you got to start at least mentioning his name with some of these other guys.
Going off that, Nick hasn't thrown an interception since, I believe it was at least the last 4 or 5 weeks or so. Just especially knowing that Missouri can take the ball away via the interception, how much have you seen Nick grow in terms of his decision making and not making mistakes?
Yeah, he's starting to protect the football. In the passing game, he's making good decisions on, when to not throw it, when to throw it away, when to take off, and that's a sign of experience and a sign of a good quarterback.
It sounds like if you had a Heisman vote, you can vote for 3 players, you'd put Nick on it.
He should be in the mix, there's no doubt. I mean, I don't get a chance to watch other teams like, all of y'all do, but, he should be in the mix. He's one of the better players in college football, and he's leading our team.
Along those lines, Gus, where does Trey Mason stack up in running back?
Well, I mean, I think he's leading the SEC in rushing, which is extremely tough to do. He is a hard-nosed runner, very physical runner. To get the rushing yards he did against the team last week, that's rare, and he deserves a lot of credit.
How much, I know, looking ahead here, how much are you looking forward to finally having a quarterback for a second year with Nick?
It's going to be a lot of fun. That'll be our first time to ever do that, but like I said, we'll talk about that after the season.
Gus,
You
you
got
talk
here,
about.
you had a lot of players that you knew, that you recruited. And a lot of players from last year's team, I think there was only one, player that's different, and that's the quarterback in terms of starters. Did you know coming in that, hey, we needed a quarterback, and then we'd be able to roll, or was it?
We had our 2 quarterbacks in the spring, and we evaluated them. Nobody really separated themselves. And Jeremy Johnson, we felt like was going to be an excellent quarterback, and then we brought Nick in, and we opened it up. It was all 4 guys, and I think 3 weeks before the season, we actually went live with all 4 guys, which is pretty rare. Nick won the job, and he's got better each week.
Specifically with the offense, though, since you knew what the offense was going to be like, you knew the players, was it just the quarterback that was the missing link?
I would say this, our offensive line has really done a great job. They've gotten better each week. Our receivers, I feel like, have improved each week. Trey Mason's running harder and better than he's ever run. Jay Prosh is, in my opinion, the best fullback in college football. So I think there's a lot of factors that go into that, but Nick is a huge part of our success offensively.
Coming from that first live practice to now, his improvisational ability to make plays with the ball in his hands, has he gotten more comfortable in doing that and going kind of off script a little bit?
I think so. When things break down, that's when sign of a really good quarterback, whether they make plays with their feet, whether they make plays with their arm, or whether they throw the ball away. I think that's a big key in being a successful quarterback, specifically in our